Hello, justtwogood here. Today I'm taking a look at the LEGO Spider-Man No Way Home Spider-Man at the Sanctum Workshop set with 355 pieces, 4 minifigures, retailing for $40 in the United States. Now let's take a look at those minifigures. So here's a look at that new Spider-Man suit. My gosh, this looks freaking fantastic. I love the gold, the black, and the red just coming together for a very awesome color combination. The black and red suits are kind of my favorite Spider-Man suits, honestly. You can see some back torso printing, and this figure is exclusive to the set so far, at least. Love the dual molded legs, and the printing on the torso and everything just lines up with the legs perfectly. This is one of my favorite Spider-Man suits in recent years, honestly. And of course, being a modern LEGO superhero set, we have these web blast pieces, which you guys know how those are built, and those appear in numerous sets. So the Doctor Strange minifigure is completely new and exclusive to this set. I'm sure we'll probably get a similar variant with the Doctor Strange 2 sets next year. This design has a completely new piece with a rubber-like cape design. Yeah, usually we get cloth for capes, but we've gotten some rubber-like material for capes for like the LEGO Batmobile 89 set. This is another iteration of a rubber cape design. I love how this came out, where it's always fixed in this position, and since the cape of levitation has a personality on its own, something like this really does work. And you don't even have to take apart the minifigure to put the cape on, where you just kind of push it across the neck like this, and it will all attach just like this. I think that's so cool. Other than that, though, his face print is new from my understanding, with an angry face on this side. Also, the torso and leg printing is new as well. The hair printing is new too, where you get that hair piece with some nice side gray hair print designs just for the coloring. It's also present on this side as well. You can see the back torso printing, and he does have an alternate face where he looks a lot more confident. The Wong minifigure is exclusive as well. We've gotten Wong in a Bricktober set, but to get him in a wide release set like this is pretty fantastic. The torso printing and legs are exclusive to this set, as well as the face print. I will say the hair piece they use doesn't really look like the hair that Wong has. I think that's too much of a head of hair. They actually have a perfect piece, which is the piece from the Sam Wilson Captain America from the collectible minifigure Marvel series, and to me, put that hair piece on, and that looks a little bit more like Wong. Am I wrong? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. It's also a shame that he doesn't have an alternate face, but because he doesn't have an alternate face, that hair piece actually works. And finally, we have a minifigure for Zendaya's Michelle, or MJ. The design of this uses a torso print from the LEGO Harry Potter summer sets, which was the chess set, so this is a little bit cheaper than that set. Face print is the same one they use in the Far From Home sets. Hair piece is much more fitting for the character than the Far From Home sets, though. You can see some back torso printing, which also has an alternate face where she has a confident smirk. But that's it for the minifigures of the set. Now let's take a look at the build. So for the build of the set, we have this giant bug monster and then the Sanctum Workshop, which we'll take a look at first. The Sanctum Workshop isn't another build for the Sanctum Sanctorum, which we've gotten twice, but rather this build of a very spiritual successor to the Sanctum Sanctorum, but in a design that's more of a workshop build. And you can see this back section right here isn't as pretty as the front, but there's still a continuation there. But we do have this frame at the front. I do really wish that these were prints. Instead, you got a bunch of these stickered tile pieces, and that's just annoying to put on, especially since a lot of them use the same design with this corner design right here. But anyways, beyond that section with those stickered tiles, to the left, we have a section with a computer, as well as a chest with another beast coming out. I like how they did this, where they just have a very small build with these tentacle pieces attached at the end, and then they just plop it into the chest, kind of popping out. Other cool trinkets include the new hourglass piece, which was introduced in the summer with the Frozen Ice Palace set, which I still need to get. That's a fantastic piece, and I hope to get that in more sets. There's a boom box, as well as a sticker for the computer screen. which you can see, I believe that's Peter Parker on there. We also have a 1x2 print of that keyboard design, as well as a cookie to the left. On this wall here, it's nice to get the toolbox piece, which is pretty common in red in a dark blue. Also that Power Miners crystal right there. At the very top, some interesting builds with the astrolabe and this little hatched egg bottom, as well as with this little light to the right. Nice egg piece in tan. You even got a spider web on the wall. Then to the right side of the workshop, we have a small little couch that has a gaming controller on it. Also that candelabra piece, which was introduced last year. Really nice to get in this set. A bike on the wall, which is just attached with a peg connection to a modified 1x1 with the knob right there. And it's kind of concealed by the bike, but you can see they used the geode piece from the Lego City Space sets a couple years back. And that's present on a Chima crystal. That's actually a really nice holder for that piece. And on this side, we do have a bunch of different tools on the wall right there. And a nice appearance by that 1x1 from the Lego Dots line. And that comes in that interesting translucent color where it did appear in some of the random Dots packs in that color. We also have a bottle, a chalice to the left right there, a barrel, which on the inside has 2 gems. We have a green and a red one. And then in these drawers right here, there's a yellow syringe, which that's the first time we're getting that syringe piece in yellow. Kind of interesting. Another tool. And then at this bottom drawer, we have one more tool as well. But anyways, putting that back, a look at the back section of this workshop. We only have this small section here, as well as some extra details. Like this part looks a little bit like a grotto build, where you have a statuette figure at the bottom there. Also a pink gem at the very top, with a spider at the top in black as well. To the right, interesting design right here. And then there's even a scorpion to the left backside of the Sanctum Workshop. But I think that's it for the build of the Sanctum Workshop. Just getting some views from different angles. You can see how this all comes together. But now let's move on to that interesting bug monster. For this mutant monster, the design of this has an interesting part usage where they use the vine piece clipped on with that one part that has a pole connection at the top. And you put 6 of those for the legs. I just never saw that combination before, and it works pretty well. You can move those up and down. And it supports the main build decently, though most of the time it'll fall on those claws at the front. Which the design of those claws are attached with a clip connection, so you can move them up and down, making them pinch. You can also make them hold on to minifigures in that regard as well, which works pretty effectively. And then that section is connected at the shoulder to a miniature ball joint, which is connected to the base with another miniature ball joint. So you can get some nice positions outside of there. The head design is connected with a miniature ball joint as well. So you get some nice movement. I like how that's built using one of those modified 1x2s at the front in black, as well as those little, light pieces just attached on with the clips at the side, and then those teeth at the front. It comes together for a very interesting looking bug. But anyways, for the rest of this build, there's almost a tail-like design at the back right here, and these are just clipped on so you can move them around. But this base at the middle right here is actually connected with a hinge connection. So you can get some nice movement just moving that up and down. But for posing, here's one pose where he's like, "What you want from me?" Or he looks a little bit like a crab. Here he's just like jumping up and down like, "Good job, good job." And here's a pose that makes him look like he's trotting around. But I think that's it for the build of the set. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. And the box is that square $40 box size, which at the back has some different shots of the set. And the instructions don't provide an ad for the other No Way Home sets, but rather just some recent Marvel sets. So overall, this is a great parts pack first and foremost, with 4 fantastic minifigures and great trinkets throughout, like the little crystal pieces that they give, some interesting sticker and printed parts from, like, say, the Frozen Palace with that hourglass piece, or even that piece from Dots, or that piece from Lego City with the rock. The build, I do feel, is a little bit worse in person, where it feels like some random parts just thrown together of this workshop. I wish there was just a bit more consistency with this front design and back design, where this back design feels like a rocky, rugged area. The front feels like an old workshop, but it just doesn't, I guess, mend together well would be the best way to put it. It feels very random in that regard. I also don't like how they have aspects like those little wall designs stickered. That would have been fantastic printed, but at the end of the day, they're still good stickers. It's just annoying to put the same design on a bunch of different tiles. So if all things considered for this $40 playset, I'd rate this set an 8 out of 10. It may not be the best build, but it's definitely an interesting one, filled with some great colorful details throughout. And I think that $40 price point is perfect for what's included. You get some great minifigures, you get a great side build with the bug, and that interesting main build filled with interesting pieces with the workshop. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for more LEGO Marvel reviews and news, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.